Hey everybody, this is Fidelissa from Fidelissa.com, and today it is March 7th, 2016, and I am exactly 4 weeks into competition season with my diet and my training program. So this is what I look like a month later. My back got much bigger, abs are starting to formulate, hourglass is coming in, but I have 25 pounds more to go. I'm not going to share my weight with you because I want you to see the transformation process. And as I go through the process towards the end, I'm going to show you what I looked like before, along the way, and when I'm ready to compete. I'm so excited. My first show is June 25th of 2016. And it is hard work. For me, the hardest part has been the cardio. To lose weight or to get in shape or to feel healthy and fit, the number one most thing you can do is exercise. However, watching your weight is a key factor. 70 to 80% of a eating plan is what helps your self lose weight and get into shape. However, the exercise program is just as important in the weight loss process. So although I compete, I need intense 45 minutes to 2 hours a day of cardio. Most people need 4 to 5 days when they compete, 45 minutes. As you get closer, it's 5 to 6, and towards the end, it's 6. So technically right now, I really only need 4 to 5 days of cardio, 2 HIIT trains, which is a high intensity interval training, and 2 cardio days. That's like a 45-minute heavy cardio. However, I've been doing 6 days because I am 10 pounds more than I was last year, and I'm on a healthy eating plan, so it wouldn't matter how much more I exercise. My eating plan has been cut in calories and carbs for me, my body to be able to break down to lose the weight. The cardio helps the weight come off within the 1.5 pounds a week. If I did not do the cardio and I just followed my eating plan, I don't know if I would lose 1.5 pounds a week. In addition, the cardio really takes inches off of your body. It helps formulate your body, and it develops your cardiovascular rate. And when you increase that, you have a lot more energy. You have a lot more ability. The activity is not as stressful or strained on your body, and you become more tolerant to heavier activity. So right now I am going into my second meal, and I eat that at 10. Right now it's 9 o'clock, and I prepare to go to the gym now. So for the first hour I do weight train, and today my weight training program is shoulders and abs and triceps. So that takes me a full hour. When I'm done at 10, I have my second meal. So I'm going to show you what I prepare for my second meal. This is going to be an 8-ounce apple. An 8-ounce apple rounded approximately, I count as 30 carbs. Then I also have a protein shake. A protein shake. This one's called HydroWay Platinum, and I get it at a place called the Vitamin Shop here in Austin. You might be able to go online and see what it is. Let's see, I don't know how to do it so that it's upside down, but it's called HydroWay Platinum, and it's a great taste. It's one of the, I have found, as a diabetic, it's the only protein that I have found. It has 2 grams of carbs, which I count, so I have 32 carbs for my second meal, and less than 1 gram of sugar. You do not find many protein powders that are low in sugar, low in carbs, and low in fat. This has 1 gram of fat, and it is so delicious. It actually tastes like a chocolate shake. My daughter uses it to make smoothies with fruit and non-fat plain yogurt, light yogurt, and you can put anything in it to make it healthy, and it's wonderful. So I highly recommend, if you're looking into a protein powder, this is the protein powder to use. So that's what I'm going to be making for my second meal. So this apple I weigh on my scale, which I take, I do everything on my scale in my kitchen. and I always make sure it's on 0 in ounces. And this apple is actually 10.4 ounces. So I have an apple corer because I like to core my apple. It just makes it last longer. It's a little bit tastier. So I core my apple, and it looks like this when I'm done. And I take out the core of the apple, and then I weigh it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. My scale is on 0, and I'm going to put the apple on the scale till it hits 8 ounces. So we are just adding, and I measure everything, especially fruit. Fruit is sugar, high in fructose, and for me, fruit and oatmeal are 2 things that spikes my sugar the most. So I have to be really careful with measuring my fruit, and I also have to be really careful with knowing my insulin to carb ratio. And I need to keep a pattern on it to see if I'm high. I'm on Dexcom, and it has been my saving grace. Every time I do these videos, I'm going to emphasize my Dexcom. I keep my Dexcom on my stomach, and sometimes I use it on my upper behind area where it's actually FDA approved to wear. So, and I also change mine every 7 days, because for me, it just prevents like rashes as significant as it would normally do if you change it longer. And I also like to change it because I sweat a lot and I feel irritated. So for me, I personally just change it every 7 days. What might be right for me is not right for you. Also, I'm going to go back to my apple. My apple is 30 carbs. However, if you're not dieting and you need nutrition in your body, you don't have to have an 8-ounce apple. You can have a 10-ounce apple, which would be 40 carbs. You can have a 6-ounce apple for 24 carbs. It's really what you prefer. Most people don't like to cut their apple. Most people like to just pull out an apple and weigh it. So that's great. And an apple is a great fruit, a great source of nutrition. Just make sure, like I said, you're weighing your apple and you know how much carbs you're putting into your body, and know your insulin to carb ratio. So folks, that's my second meal today. And for my protein, this is how I measure. I take out any kind of to-go cup, and I take a scoop that it comes with inside. And 1 scoop like this, 1 full scoop, has 2 carbs. So I highly recommend this as a protein supplement because with every meal, I eat 6 meals a day, I need a certain amount of protein. And protein is what gives you the main source of energy. And it's really, really important to have in a diet, having protein every meal. So I'm vegetarian, but I have added fish and eggs to my diet because I need a source of protein, and I don't really eat dairy other than a Chobani plain non-fat yogurt. So I've been okay with eating fish. I like white cod. I don't really like any other fish because it's too fishy for me. And I eat egg whites, but I hate egg whites. So I add like a little bit of mushrooms and broccoli, and I make it taste pretty good and I pretty well, and I enjoy the taste. And you can add things to your egg whites too. Anything you enjoy, any kind of vegetable. You can even add salsa to it, or you can eat it plain, or you can even use an egg. My advice is when you get an eating plan, have it designed or look at something that's balanced and see how many eggs you can have or how many egg whites you can have. Most people have 3 egg whites or 1 whole egg or 2 whole eggs. You know, don't quote me on it. I am not a certified nutritionist, but I'm just trying to give you ideas of other forms of protein. I eat 6 egg whites for breakfast every morning. Now, I don't recommend that. That's just a high in protein meal for me. But for you, I would encourage having like an egg or a non-fat plain yogurt or some kind of protein for breakfast, even a protein shake. I like my shake with 5 ounces of water. So I push 5 ounces on my refrigerator, and I evenly measure it. And this is my dirty lunch bag that I live for. I bring it everywhere with. And so I put my meals in here, and I also carry backup sweet potatoes because although I've been very well regulated from my Dexcom, I know exactly how much insulin to take based on my blood sugar readings before and after exercise. And everybody knows my Ziploc bags are my thing, my Ziploc bags. So I put my apple in a Ziploc bag, although you can put it in however you desire. And I take it to go to the gym with me, and I eat it at 10 o'clock. And I take my shake, and I take an ice pack, and I put my ice pack in my bag, along with my shake and my apple. And because I like my food really cold, as if I just pulled it out of the fridge, I take an extra ice pack. So I keep 2 ice packs in here. Now, because I'm competing, I recommend you carry glucose with you at all times, or juice, or wherever you feel that you need to treat your blood sugar. You always need to be prepared. I say this in everything I do. You have to have glucose with you. That is a must as a diabetic. You always have to be prepared for a low blood sugar and treat the low, because the lows are really dangerous. And when they get past a certain point, really it can be life-threatening. So I have really, really loved Dexcom because it tells me exactly when I need to treat my sugar. So for me personally, I have my own low, which is very different than yours. So what I do is I always take 2 3-ounce sweet potatoes, because a 3-ounce sweet potato is 15 carbs. Now, please do not do this, because this is just for a fitness competitor. If you're wondering what I do, if my sugar goes a certain level, I don't want to tell you, because then you're going to think that you can treat at this level with a sweet potato. But I have a certain level that when Dexcom goes low, I know I can treat with a sweet potato. And I do that because I eat a 3-ounce sweet potato for my 5th meal, which is my dinner. And I pull out one of my carbs for my dinner to treat the low. However, if my blood sugar goes dangerously low, I am always prepared to take glucose. And I have, and I will, and I do. Your diabetes management takes precedent over any diet, over any exercise. And I look at it like this: if I have to pour sugar in my body to survive, it's not going to make or break a show. And if it does, I put my best personal effort forward. I tried my best. I worked really hard. I accomplished my goal. And all I have to say is, I'm a diabetic. I'm on stage. I'm competing, but I had to put sugar in my body. And I achieved my own personal best. It's not about winning. It's achieving the goals. So I travel with that. And that is exactly how I start my second meal of the morning. I eat it after my weight training. And then what I do is, after I eat my 10 o'clock meal, I do 45 minutes of a HIIT cardio training program, which is a high-intensity interval training program for 20 minutes. And then for the next 25 minutes, I just do heavy cardio. And that's just for me. Most people would do a 20-minute HIIT cardio program, high-intensity interval training, and my advice is to speak with somebody who knows exactly what that is and write the HIIT program for you. And some days I'll just do 45 minutes. But on a weight day, that's easier for me because shoulders are my favorite body part to work. I do a HIIT train 45 minutes after my workout. So I always look at my blood sugar before I go into a cardio program at 10 o'clock. I test my sugar, I look at my Dexcom G5, and I see where I'm at. Sometimes, which is most of the time, I take my workout ratio, which is a half a unit less than my regular ratio. But if I am a borderline low, or at the bottom end of where your blood sugars can be before you drop, I do not take insulin. But like I said, please don't follow what I do. I do what my doctor has advised of me. And then after my workout, I look at my Dexcom G5, I test my sugar, and because of the Dexcom, which I love it so much, my blood sugar has been perfect after my cardio programs. And I can honestly say, since I have been training in the last month, and having a Dexcom G5, it has saved me. I have not had any blood sugar lows, which is huge. The only time I have high blood sugar readings are usually after I eat a high carb food like oatmeal, but then it comes down within 3 hours. So welcome to a day in the life of Fit Alyssa, and I hope some of these tips have helped you. And happy healthy eating and training, and I'll be back for my next YouTube video soon. Thanks so much.